Welcome to Tarot Bliss. So, this is another pick a card, and the question is who is obsessing over you and why? So, you have five options here. This is option one, two, three, four, and five. The timestamps will be in the description box. So, let's proceed with the reading. Okay, the ones who've chosen option one. So, your first card is the Six of Cups, Page of Cups, Eight of Cups, Five of Cups, Four of Cups. You have the Justice card, and then Between Worlds, Treasure Island, and Deep Knowing. Okay, so this is definitely your ex or someone from your past who's really missing you. Okay, but the Six of Cups usually it talks about a soulmate connection, a connection which was very strongly cherished at one point of time. Very beautiful, actually. It was mutual and it felt. It also talks about blissful years, blissful time that you had with this particular person. Okay, and with the Page of Cups, but then I think the emotions that were being displayed, I think it was extreme. There was a lot of drama and all that stuff which happened because the Page of Cups usually are dramatic. So there was, like, quite obvious about how they felt about you. And they also were, I think, very creative in the way they express themselves to you, okay, with the Page of Cups, but it is a little dramatic, a lot of up and down, or you can say like they throw tantrums, okay, the Page of Cups. So it can be an immature energy because I don't see here almost like all the cards have younger. It's, you feel like everybody is young here. So definitely I have a feeling like there was immaturity, or this person did not really grow up, or they used to act childish in a way. And with the Eight of Cups, it talks about the fact that either you walked away from this particular connection and they grieve your loss, they grieve that you actually ended up walking away from them. I think they try to stop you as well. I have a feeling because the Page of Cups usually they're not manipulative, but then their emotions, they don't have control over their emotions. They're quite obvious about how they feel about you. So you ended up walking away from this particular person and you meant a lot to them. Okay. It almost seems like it is. I feel like this particular believes or is thinking that it is unrequited love. It is just one sided. You don't have emotions for them. Usually, the Four of Cups is a rejection card. It also talks about the fact that, it's like the other person sees your emotions but does not acknowledge those emotions. And yeah, so there's a lot of cups, and what I have a feeling here is either you're dealing with someone who has water, very strong water in their chart, or it can be that this particular person is very emotional about you, and that's the reason they're obsessing over you. And this obsession is to a point where, they're really very depressed about it with the Five of Cups. That black is like really strong. So what I feel like this, uh they're grieving your loss, they're grieving that you walked away, they're grieving that they're not able to get themselves out of that situation, out of that sad moment, or the negativity that they're feeling, they're not able to get themselves out of it. And no matter what, it's like they've distanced themselves away from people. They don't want, even if they're getting offers, they're not interested in any of them, because it is like somewhere you mean a lot to them, because they see that with the Six of Cups, they see that it is a soulmate connection, it is a bond that really makes them happy. And with the Justice card, the Justice talks about the fact that either you cut them out of your life, or this, it was a karmic situation. And it just seems like they got what they deserved, or if yeah. But I feel like, things are going to play out in a way where justice will be served. Okay. And it also talks about partnerships. So either you are going to come together, okay, but I don't see that happening. But Yeah, you have the justice card. Okay, then you have the between worlds, treasure island, and deep knowing. So why this particular person is obsessing over you is because I think they're grieving you. They're grieving the loss of this connection, and this connection actually made them really happy. The treasure island, according to me, talks about this beautiful connection. There is so much beauty in that connection that you don't seem to be able to replace it with anything else. It is like a very treasured memory. It is treasured, okay? This memory of yours, or the connection that you had, the time that you spent with them, it's the most important memory that they wouldn't want to lose, because you really make them happy. And with the deep knowing, I think they very much are believing in their intuition. They're trusting that it's going to work out at the end, because you do have the justice card, but you have decided to walk away, or you already walked away. And but then they somewhere are trusting their intuition, and they are like, okay, things are going to work itself out, and they believe that, there are chances. They believe that there is a chance between the both of you, and they just are thinking that with the between worlds, it might be a rough patch right now. Things, you might come back into their life, is just only for, it's just temporary, and it's not going to be long term, because you have these positive cards after that, treasure island and deep knowing. uh, so they're just believing in the divine, and but then they're not able to get themselves out of it, and that's the reason they're obsessing over it, because they're like deeply involved with you, deep emotions involved with you actually. So that was your reading, and I hope you get clarity. Thank you. Okay, the ones who have chosen option 2. Okay, your cards are Queen of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, King of Swords, the Emperor, Knight of Pentacles, and then you have the Fates, and you have to the Sea. So, why is this particular person obsessing over you, or who exactly is obsessing over you, and why? So, you have someone who is very much focused on their finances, because either if there is financial crisis that they're going through, and they are wanting to get back to a position where they can have enough, because after all, let's admit it, because what happens is, when you don't have enough finances, you cannot think of anything else apart from that, because you have to pay your bills and all of that. So that's obvious. So with the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, this particular person is very much focused on their money, focused on making focused on bringing in the stability that they desire. So maybe this particular person is always more about stability. Okay. Maybe they'd never had that stability as they grew up, and with the Emperor and the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, they aren't feeling good about themselves, and because they aren't feeling good about themselves, I think they might even end up hurting you as well. Okay, and with the King of Swords, they want to cut out. They want to just, whatever negativity that they have in their life, they want to cut that out, and or either you want to cut them out of your life. Okay, with the King of Swords, and you have the Emperor. So I feel like this can be, there are two kings involved here, so there it can be a third party situation, or two people involved, and yeah, two people involved here. And with the Knight of Pentacles, what I have a feeling here is, one is someone who's not emotionally available. So there are two people obsessing over you. So one is someone who's never been available emotionally, like whenever you required him or her, they were never there, but they're very quite logical about how they feel and all that stuff. Like, it's not about emotions. Okay, it's more about, they do communicate to you, but then at the end of the day, it's very logical. Okay, it's not like you can see them being vulnerable, or see them like just opening up their heart and telling you how they feel. So they're not good that way. And you have another person, or it can be the same energy, with the Emperor card. Emperor card is someone who's very responsible, someone who, you can always get to know how an Emperor feels about you by the way, because it's an Aries energy, and Aries usually are go-getters. Okay, so the Emperor, when they're interested in someone, they're like upfront, and and they tell you, this is what I desire from you. I desire long-term commitment. I want you in my life. And they have provided to protect you. They've become very protective over you. Okay, so that is how you get to know that that is one of the people who is obsessing over you. Okay, so the emperor is someone who is like very protective. So that is one of the ways they express to you that they really desire you and they really like you and would want something for the long haul. And with the Knight of Pentacles, one of them hasn't given you a commitment. Okay. Either the Emperor or the King of Swords, or both of them, haven't given you the commitment, and maybe you're either waiting on them, or this particular person is like, okay, when do I make a move? Because they're so much focused on their money. So, when do I make a move? They're thinking over it and they're obsessing, like, when will be the right time that I make a move? I actually have enough to give them stability or give them what they desire. So, I think they're probably thinking about marriage and or engagement as well. And then you have the fates and to the sea. So things aren't under their control. Things are playing out in a way that they feel like, they just feel like it's happening on its own and they have no control. So that is your fates card. And the fates card also talks about the fact that, these all of these circumstances that they are in, they believe that it's going to lead them towards their fate, or your connection is fated. They very strongly believe that you're meant to be together. And with the to the sea, it's like they're just going with the flow, okay, and seeing when will be the right time to actually make an offer to you. So that's the reason this particular person is obsessing over you. Okay, so there might be two people or there might be just one person as well. Okay, so that was your reading and I hope you get some form of clarity. Thank you. Okay, the ones who have chosen option three. Okay, so your cards are, the first card that you have here is the Six of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Magician, King of Wands, the Hierophant, King of Cups, Regeneration, and you have Clean It Up. Okay, so right away I can tell you there are a lot of people who are obsessing over you. Okay, because you have the Five of Wands, and Five of Wands usually talks about drama and conflicts and competition. So what I feel like, either people are vying for your attention or wanting to gain your attention because you're just someone who's very attractive or just has a lot of options. Okay, and with the Six of Swords, you're wanting to walk away from uh, your past. Like, you want to leave your past behind, and it's not been easy, but you want to leave your past behind and you want to like move forward. And it's a hard process that you're going through, and in that way, okay, you're like, in all of that, it's like, I think because maybe you're not in such things. Okay, life is actually improving for you, but then because you're not in a good place right now, I think you are attracting a lot of people who might create drama into your life. So either there's too much interruption from other people, or there are a lot of people who are interested in you, because you have like four kings. Okay, you have the Magician, the King of Wands, the Hierophant, and the King of Cups. So there are a lot of people who are interested and they're quite like in a position, or you can say this particular person is in a position, and they know that you have competition and they know that you're walking away from them. They know that you're like, though it's difficult, but because they have a lot of competition, they have a feeling that they might end up losing you. Okay, and because of which they are obsessing over you. And you have the Magician card. They're trying to manifest you back into their life. They're trying to make sure that they create such a circumstance, okay, like everything would be perfect when they actually make end up making a giving you an offer or making their presence known in your life. They want you to be like in awe of them in a way that I think I think even they are in awe of you, that you are just a strong individual. Because the Magician is a single card, so very strong personality. Okay, usually the Magician is really nice for reading. I love reading because it talks about the fact that people you attract a lot of things, you manifest things very easily into your life. Okay, so they are aware of the fact that you can manifest anyone into your life, and if you are wanting something serious, they know that you're going to get that, because there are a lot of people out there waiting for you. Okay, out there, like, they know that you're the quality woman or a quality man that anyone could desire. So they have that fear that, you might just go with someone else. They have that fear. And you have the king of wands. The king of wands usually is a person who's, who plays a lot of mind games, who is, they have this pull and push energy. Okay, so that is one of them. And then you have the hierophant. Someone is definitely looking for commitment. Okay, like looking at marriage as a prospects with you. And with the king of cups, like, they have strong emotions, and it is almost like, they want to make you their spouse, and have a future for the long haul. So there are three people involved. One is the magician, one is the king of wands, and one is someone who's actually strongly looking at marriage. Okay, so they might make an offer, and that is what scares this particular person, that you might move on in life. And with the regeneration card and clean it up, they are wanting a second chance with regeneration. And with the clean it up, I think there's a lot of things that have gone down between the both of you, and you're not really happy about it, or it's just a very sad and, hurtful energy, whatever it is. It talks about baggages. Okay, so this baggage, they need to clear it up, you and the other person as well. So both of you need to clear up this baggage. And yeah, that was your reading. That is the reason this particular person is obsessing over you, because they have that fear that they might end up losing you. Okay, because they know that you have a lot of options. So that was your reading, and I hope you get some form of clarity. Thank you. Okay, the ones who have chosen option 4, your cards are. Okay, the ones who have chosen option 4, your cards are, you have 8 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, 10 of Swords, 9 of Wands, Soulmates, and Chopwood. So, who is this particular person who's obsessing over you, and why? With the 10 of Swords, definitely there's been an end to this relationship. You've gone through a major not a major transformation, but a transformation which was not very easy, quite painful. And these are some hard lessons that you've learned in life with the Ten of Swords. So, Ten of Swords usually is, I associate that with death, minor death. So, change is, like everybody knows, transformation is not easy. So, it's not been easy for the both of you. It's been hard, and it's been ending like end. Okay, so why this particular person is obsessing over you is because of the fact that there's been an ending, and they have this player sort of energy, but they've got their emotions involved. When it comes to you, they've got their emotions involved, because you have the soulmates card and you have the page of swords. The page of swords is someone who is suspicious, does not openly admit to the way that they feel. They kind of like, whatever is, it's like they guard their heart. Okay, the page of swords, so they are not going to tell you about how they feel, but then they do a good research and make sure that, at the end of the day, they are very much aware of what's going on in your life. So you are very much focused on your finances, focused on your pentacles, focused on making an empire or starting something of your own, or you're just like, you're vibing up, or I can say that you're working on yourself. Okay, with the queen of wands. And but then, because they have this player energy, they just want to rush back into your life. They don't want you to move forward in your life, and that's the reason they're actually, fearful of the fact that you might move away from them, because they know that they have a connection. They feel a sort of connection with you, with the soulmates. It is a bond that they cannot deny. And with the Chopwood, I know you're very much focused on your everyday, day-to-day life, but then still they are like making sure. I think that they're like really obsessed, because you have the page of swords. This is like keeping complete tabs. And the Chopwood also talks about the fact that I feel like they even know for a fact that what's going on in your, like, okay, if you're working, like, where are you working, and all that stuff. They might know that. And with the six of pentacles, I feel like you've given too much in this connection. It was not an equal give and take. It has after a point of time it just felt like, okay, you're not getting anything out of it. And either this particular person or you are very generous or helpful, or you have been very generous and helpful toward this particular person. Okay, and with the Queen of Wands, that is, I think one is very vibrant, and right now they're not focused on anyone. Right now they're just focused on themselves, right? And they're making sure that, they get back to a place, where they were previously, like emotionally they want to vibe up. That's what is happening with the Queen of Wands. And they also, um okay, for some reason, I feel he or she is like, don't mess with me, okay? And that the Page of Swords understands with the Queen of Wands. She's like, don't mess with me right now. I'm dealing with my own crap, and I don't want you to just come into my life and create drama. Okay, because it's a very in and out energy, and you've put an end to this player sort of energy. You've put an end to their, like, you've made sure that this particular person should not be able to come back into your life. Okay, either you grow up or leave. Okay, it's about, I want these things, and if you're not giving me, I'm willing to walk away. So that's the reason they're obsessing, because you have put a stop to their player ways, or you have put a stop to them coming into your life. Like whatever in and out that they were doing, it's like finally you've closed that door and you're like, you just stay out. Okay, I'm not going to deal with you right now. And that's the reason, because you don't want to deal with them. That is the reason this particular person is obsessing over you. Okay, so that was your reading, and I hope you get some form of clarity. Thank you. Okay, the ones who have chosen option 5. Okay, so your cards are, you have the Devil card, Ace of Swords, Six of Wands, the Tower, Knight of Cups, Strength, Ten of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Imagine, Higher Power, and then you have Chaos and Conflict. Okay, so who is obsessing over you and why? So first itself you have a Devil card, so it talks about codependent relationships. It talks about the fact that your obsession with each other is bordering on toxicity. Okay, to a point that it almost feels like you cannot live without them. The Devil card, it's either you're just mentally obsessing, or I can tell you, like, it's in any way that there's a lot of obsession that's going on with the Devil card. You're wanting to walk away, but then your desires, this particular person has very strong power over you, or you have very strong power over them, okay, with the Devil card, or it can be mutual as well. So you're realizing that it's not a healthy relationship. It talks about unhealthy relationships because it is like codependent. You're dependent in such a way that you believe that, it's not, you believe that you cannot survive without them. It is almost like extreme, an extreme obsession. And with the Ace of Swords, you want to cut this toxicity out, or you say, I feel like they want clarity. They are like, there's some truth hidden, and they want to know the truth. Okay, with the Ace of Swords, they want clarity, they want communication with you. And one of you has a lot of options, because you have, it is the Six of Wands, quite popular, uh Miss Popular or Mr. Popular. It can be that with the Six of Wands. Okay, like people love them, people admire them, but it's like you attract all sort of people who can not necessarily good, they can be unhealthy as well. So they're, with the Tower card, you might have found out something which kind of brought a tower movement in your life, where you're like, you might have found out that there's someone else in their life, and because of which you both separated. Okay, and the foundation of this connection wasn't strong. It was like, it was completely unexpected. You did not expect this. And with the Knight of Cups, they want to come back into your life in a way that nothing really happened. You see, with the Knight of Cups, they want to just be they want to be a smooth talker and win you over again. But with the Strength card, you're going to finally emerge victorious. Okay, you're going to come out of this. if you're if it is your ex, okay, because there's a separation card there, you have the tower card. So if you have actually separated from this particular person, it can be divorce as well, okay. So if you have separated from this particular person and you're wanting to get over your ex, then finally you're going to get over them with the strength card, because strength card usually talks about the fact that you have the courage, you have everything that you require to come out of a difficult situation, and you're going to come out, you're going to emerge victorious with the strength card. And it also is a faith card, so you have a faith that whatever, I think you took care of them in a way that, let it be emotionally or financially, it is like there's an imbalance in giving. Like one person is putting in so much of effort and the other person isn't making as much effort as it's required to keep this connection going. So with the strength card, I can tell you that there's an imbalance in efforts. And it also talks about taking care of someone. So either you have taken up so much of burdens of this particular person, so much of responsibilities of this particular person, that after a point of time you're like, no. Okay. And with the 10 of wands, whatever burden that you were carrying from this particular relationship, you're going to unburden them, and finally you're going to stand strong and tall. Okay. And with the four of pentacles, the four of pentacles actually talks about the fact that, you know, like this particular person does not want to let you go. And why they do not want to let you go, it's quite obvious. You gave them everything that they desired. Okay, like too giving in nature you are. Like maybe this particular person did not even earn that affection of yours, and you were so liberal with the way that you gave. So that's the reason, because they've got all of this from you and they know that they're not going to get it from anyone else. And that's the reason this particular person still is holding on to you and is obsessing over you, because they want a form of clarity. Maybe the separation happened unexpectedly and they haven't got the closure that they desire, but they just want to come back into your life like nothing really happened. And with the Imagine card, there's a lot of, I think this particular person is not taking action much. Okay, with the Imagine card, they aren't taking action much. There's a strong connection between the both of you. They believe that it's a spiritual connection, you were meant to be, and like really, I think they're believing in the divine, and they're like truly, that is what they believe. But then with the chaos and conflict, there's a lot of, I think, internal battle that they are playing, internal battle that is happening. They're fighting with themselves, and it can be you as well. That with the chaos and conflict, it's like you realizing that whatever, whoever's chosen this particular pile, there's a lot of things happening in your life. Like things are falling apart, people are falling out of your life, situations and circumstances in every way. I think you feel like, what the hell is happening? Everybody is just like, they're falling out of your life. It seems like that. But then all of this is leading you. Usually after the tower moments, what happens is all the wrong people get removed from your life, and it makes space for the right people. You start to realize what were your drawbacks, you start to realize the challenges, or let's just say the negativity that you were surrounded with. What you couldn't see previously, you're going to see that later. And that's the reason I tell you, with the strength card, you're finally going to be out from that energy. You're going to leave your ex behind, and it's going to be like, very clear about the fact, like you're going to for see them for what they were or who they were. Okay. And I don't think they want to let you go, because they're realizing your worth. This particular person is definitely realizing your worth with the Knight of Cups and with the higher power. So this was your reading, and I hope you get some form of clarity. Thank you.